Okay, hello everybody. It is Monday, aka Moon Day. And I've been wanting to talk about the moon just briefly since I completed making these earrings. So, as you can see here, these earrings have a wolf and the moon. And people believe that there's a saying that the wolf howls at the moon, but in fact, that is not the case. The wolf howls in order to communicate with other wolves in its pack, and it holds its head up because the sound can travel more. Now, if the moon is present or not, that will determine how others can hear the sound of the wolves. When the moon is present, we humans can hear those sounds more readily. So it helps to make the sound go much louder. However, they're not howling at the moon. Now, of course, we all have a connection with the moon. So depending on the phase of the moon, is going to determine what sort of energies are available for us to access in terms of manifestation and sort of things like that. But what I really want to talk about regarding the moon is how it applies to us specifically in our lives, in our birth charts. So most people know their sun signs. Like when they say I'm a Gemini, I'm a Taurus, I'm a this, we're in Gemini season, in fact, right now, because the sun went into Gemini. So we consider that to be Gemini season. But actually, we're approaching the Gemini full moon. It's going to happen tomorrow. And so that will be technically the start of Gemini season is when the moon actually goes into Gemini. So the sun and the moon are going to be together in the same sign, and that is the real start of the new month. And everyone has a moon sign as well as a sun sign. We have signs for all the planets. All the planets fall in a particular sign in each person's birth chart. For example, my moon sign is Scorpio. That's where the moon was the moment I took my first breath of life, on the day that I was born. And it's at 8 degrees too, which is very interesting because Scorpio is the 8th sign and my moon is at 8 degrees of Scorpio. However, the position of the moon in your birth chart determines how you feel, your specific and unique emotions, your inner feelings, your ideas about mothering, your ideas about nurturing, your ideas about caring for others. This is all seen by the moon sign of the person. So since we all have different moon signs, we're not all going to agree. We're not all going to operate the same way where it comes to emotions and how we feel. Another thing about the moon is that the moon is the fastest moving body that we are aware of in the heavens. The moon moves through one sign within 3 days. So the moon is only in one sign for 3 days. And wherever the moon is, it impacts us, period. No matter what your moon sign is, as the moon continues to spin and go through the different signs in the heaven, in the constellations of the heavens above, it impacts how we feel. It gives us opportunity to align with different ways of feeling. And since the moon is going in Gemini, which is my sun sign and my Mars sign, that's also very a very unique moment in time when the moon when the moon goes to the sign that your sun is in. That is sort of an activation for you as well, if you can be aware of that. And what else would I add? I would say that if you would like to understand more about your birth chart, your specific astrology, and what I call the birth chart your personal roadmap or your personal GPS system. So if you want to know more, you want to understand yourself more, what does your moon sign mean for you? How does it play out for you in your life? Even though you've been living with this, having me to explain it to you will help you to accept yourself more and to accept others. So reach out to me. I'm your astrologer. If you want to know more about not just your moon sign, but your whole birth chart, what's going on right now in your life and things like this. What else would I say about the moon before I let you all go? The moon describes your sort of hidden emotions. So that means that really it's people who know you well, like your family, people that you grew up, they understand how you feel, because this is not what you're going to go around showing to everybody. It's your inner self. It's more of your private life. Now, depending on where the moon is in your birth chart, it's going to play out more. Say, for example, your moon is in the first house. So it affects your whole identity. So people will know that, oh, he's more of a sensitive person, like that, you see. And then even then, it depends what sign it's in, how it's going to play out. If your moon is in the 10th house, which is your career, your reputation, so maybe like at work, people will know how you feel, because that will be the area in which you express your emotions. So your emotions goes towards what you're doing in the world, how you serve, your reputation, how you're known. You're known to be a person who is caring, right? In some kind of way, it's going to play out differently depending on the sign that is there in your 10th house. So for you to understand what I'm talking about, what are the houses? What does it mean to have your moon in the 10th house, in the first house? In my case, it's in the 4th house. So that makes me sort of a very private person, because my moon is in the area of the private life. However, there are other aspects that apply that will indicate that a person is not only going to be a private person, because for me, for example, I have decided, or I've been working on being just a lot more transparent in general, because I am a person with emotional authority. So I'm a very feeling person, and it's very important for me to express how I feel, right? So like I said, having since we're talking about the moon today, having your moon in one specific place in your birth chart does not describe the full picture of how you show up in your life. There are other factors that will further describe what it is, what it looks like, and how it plays out for you in your life. So once again, I am your astrologer. I am the muse of astrology. So feel free, reach out to me, and we can work out a time and a schedule to get your readings done. I also teach courses on astrology. So if you want to know the astrology of a nation, or you want to sort of decide when is a good time to start certain activities like a new business and things like that, we can look at that too. So much love on this moon day and many blessings. And also, as you know, You can reach out to me for your unique beaded art, which I make by my hand. And finally, if you want to know about legal insurance to protect yourself legally, to have access to a law firm and attorneys for any legal matters that come up for you in your life, reach out to me because I am also your link for that. Much love, many blessings. Talk to you all soon.